Hello everyone, welcome to my tutorial. Today we are going to discuss about writing methods. This is same as a function we have seen in some other languages. So if someone knows about the function, it's basically the same thing in Java. We just call it methods. So let's say you have two variables x and y, and we would like to get the sum of these two variables, okay? And the value of the variables can change, right? Sometimes it can be 2 2, sometimes it can be 2 4. So there can be like numerous combination of values, but the method, whatever the values are, will always return the sum of the two values, okay? And how does it do that? So in order to understand that, we need to first understand like how to write a method. So this is the format of the method. Is you have to put the access modifier first, and then you have a return type, method name, and then in the parentheses we put the parameter list, and then we put a curly brace, and then we end our curly brace, and then we use the keyword return and then the value. Okay, so we know the access modifier, that is the public, private, or default. So it depends, like if you would like to access from the same class, or would you like to access from the same package or from some other class, like that. So for the purpose of today's learning, we are just going to keep it either default, which is no access modifier, or we're going to put it public. Okay, the return type is the expected value that you're going to return. What should be the data type of it? So the return type should be matching this. So that means we are getting a value. So find out what should be return type of value, right? What should be the return type of this value? And that return type should be over here. So in this case, we are expecting a sum of two values, and those two values are integer type, and sum of two integers is always going to be giving me an integer. So in that case, it should be int type. Okay, so let me write here public int. Okay, and because int y, because we are expecting the value of this one of a data type int, so we are putting the return type as int. Okay, and then the method name, and you can put any method name. I am just writing it the name of the method as add, but it is a best practice to have your first character of the method as a smaller case or lowercase. Okay, and then we have to put the parameter list. So the parameter list is something we call a list of parameters, which is coming as an instruction to the method that okay, I am passing this value. So in the simple case of sum, what I am passing what? Two values, x and y. Okay, so this method add is expecting two variables. Okay, and I have to also put the data type of the variables, int x, int y. Okay, and then put the curly brace. Okay, so remember, when you are passing on the parameters, those should be separated by a comma, and the values, when you are putting the variables x, and you have to put the data type of that. Okay, and then for this example, we are returning what? Return x plus y. Okay, so return x plus y, what it is doing, it is basically summing up these two variables, the value of the variables. So whatever the value of x and y we are passing on, it is returning x plus y as integer type to the main program. Okay, so let's say we are passing on 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 will be passed here. So we get 2 and this 3. And then let's say we are passing on -4 and 10. So -4 will be coming here and 10 will be coming here. And then the sum will be returned to the main program. Okay. So let's see, there can be some other situations because we are passing on what? We are passing on 2 parameters over here. We can pass on no parameters as well. So let's see. So we can write like this: public int add int x, int y, int z. Okay, and then return x plus y plus z. Okay, so what it is doing, instead of in the previous example you saw like we passed on two parameters, but here we are passing on 3 parameters. One is x, one is y, and the other one is z. So when we are passing on the values, this is how it is being passed on, and then we are doing it. Okay, and then we are returning the sum of it. One thing should be remembered here, that in the previous example we had the method name as add, and over here as well add. So we cannot use the same method name for 2 different methods. But here this is okay, because why? We have a different set of parameters. So the rule is we can't use same method name for 2 methods, but if the parameter list are different, then it is okay. So that means, let's go and see in another page. So that means int add, okay, int x, int y, and int add, int x, int y. We cannot do that because they are same. But if we put like this, a comma, and then int z, that means that is okay, because here we have 2 parameters, here we have 3 parameters. Okay, so this feature is called method overloading. Method overloading. Okay, this one is good. So till now we have talked about a method that returns a data type, okay, that returns a value. But there can be situations when we don't return a value. So we get to our let's go to our basic format, which was data type, and then method name, parameter, okay, and then return. But in some cases, let's say I don't want to return anything, so in that case the data type should be what? Void. And when there is a void return type, then the return statement is redundant. We don't do any return statement. So let's take an example of that. So we have, let's say, public void my name, okay, and let's just make it simple. void my name string name. Okay, so you can see like this is again example of a method overloading, because I have the same name, my name, but this one is no parameter and this one is with a parameter. So if I'm going to execute this one, I can do like this: void my name, and then let's write like this, and system.out.println, let's say John. Okay, so in this case, see, like I didn't write any return statement, so there is no return statement. Why? Because this is a void type. So what the void type is doing, it just comes over here and it executes the block inside it. So I'm going to do implement one of those two methods. Okay, so let's say I have void main and then this is my main method, and I write here static void my name. Okay, and then I'm just writing in short print, and then how do I call it? So from my static main method, I'm calling just my name. Okay, and what it does, when it's coming to the main method, it's going over here, and then the program is coming over here at this point, and then it is printing this line, this is statement, and since this is a void type, that means it's not returning something. So it will just execute this code block and then coming over here. Okay, and then execute and then finishes. Okay, so that is one is called when we are not using the return type. Okay, now how do we access it? Let's go and see that. So methods, if it is a class level method, this has a static methods, and the instance methods are the non-static methods. So for the non-static methods, we access the class through a reference of that class. So let's say I have a class A, okay, and in that I have this method int. So how do I access it? So in order to access this method, I have to create a reference of it, or instance of it. So int A equals new A. So in that case, I have created what? I have created a new instance of A, which is being accessed to the reference A. So this is called the reference, and then I can access it. So A dot add, okay, and then I'm passing two values 2 and 4. Okay, so this is the way that we can access an instance method. But for the static method, we can just do what? So we can just call the method. So let's say I have the method my name. This is a static. So from my main method, I can just call that my name. It will be executed. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you.